Pawtucket Mayor Don Grebien is with us. I love doing Meet the Mayors because here where the rubber hits the road, constituent service, right, Mayor?
Absolutely, and somewhere times the rubber hits hard.
All right. By the way, I said, did you see the Trump-Biden debate? You said you didn't see it, but you saw the news coverage. Go ahead, weigh in. By the way, you're going to be a delegate to the National Democrat Convention. That's your party. That's your president.
So, listen, you know, I support President Biden and the party. I think that here locally with Chair Liz Perrick, Beretta, and Speaker, got a great organization, great team. So I'm looking forward to going down there. You know, I did not see the debate. You know, I heard that the president was a little off his game last night, and unfortunately that plays into the perspective of the age. But, you know, it really comes out that he is the most trustworthy individual in the race. So I guess I shouldn't probably say this, but you know me, Gene, right? Is, you know, respect him. He's got a great career. He's knowledgeable. He can do it. But in this case, I just say to people, you have to go with the lesser of two evils.
Well, maybe not. You know, there's speculation that your party's going to swap him out. He had a bad outing. He had a bad outing looks-wise. He didn't sound right. He was mumbling. Listen, Trump could have been a lot tougher on him had he chosen to. Trump kind of stuck to the script, and I understand you have problems with Trump. But this is serious now for your party.
I mean,
what do you do with a candidate who may not be able to continue?
I mean, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. In all honesty, right? You say, okay, everybody has a bad performance, right? Debating is grueling. It is 81. He's tired. But if you look at the track record and the people they put around him, they're competent. So I think he's got to change that.
We elect them to be president.
But I think he's got him. We got to be honest and give him an opportunity, right? We all have bad days, right? You know, you can hear my voice. My allergies are bothering me, and I have better days and some not so good. So let's see where it comes out over the next week, and we'll see what flushes out.
All right, you're still with him as you go to Chicago to be a delegate?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right, let's talk about your city. It's always something. Now you need, I understand, a new city hall. You have to replace Rapunzel's tower before it falls on her. What's up, Mayor? How much is that? $100 million you need?
Yeah, it's up there, Gene. So quick story. Working with the council, we bought another facility in Freight Street. They authorized us to purchase it. So by the end of the year, we'll be shifting over to that facility. We're putting the plans together and move everybody out. And the council, who has control over the property, is out having conversations with the residents now to figure out what the true costs are. But rough estimates, Gene, the tower alone is $20 million. And then what happens is when we open up the roof, we lose all our grandfather rights, so our electric, our fire. And that's about 70, north of 70. You add it with the 20 million, you're north of 90. So from a business perspective, it makes no sense. The tower is, as you're showing, the tower is vacant. You look all the way up, it's hollow, but it does have historic value, and it is on the historic register, so we balance between that.
Well, can you get an exemption? I mean, Mayor, that's a lot of money to keep your tower up there.
Right, no, agreed. And I think that's what we're doing. So we're getting everybody out to be safe, secure, because determine what those next steps are. And I look forward to working closely with the council and the historic and the residents to figure out what that is.
So empty the building out, put your offices across town, this other facility you have. By the way, you need money, I guess, to get that in shape. A little bit temporary. Police and fire?
Police and fire will stay there.
So
right now, but we've been out doing an analysis on public safety. We've got a location. They're out doing the numbers right now. So it's always been our intent to get fire and police out of there anyway, because they're not up to code either. You know, we're grandfathered in, but the jail, we're below water level. So it's the right thing to take a holistic approach at it. And the question is, if, you know, from the city's perspective, people are going to have their say, but just from a dollar sense, it'd be easier to turn it over to somebody for development. We see a higher, better use on the water, you know, for condos or for to hotel. I'm not hotel, but necessarily apartments. It ties into the Tidewater and our economic value and build up. So we'll see where it goes. But there's a lot of, conversations with the community. So
right now you're moving to another building temporarily. You'll see what comes of whether you get the cash and the funding to build a whole new city hall somewhere else. Now right next to that is the old mill, Slater Mill. Maybe the government pick it up. Maybe they want more room over there. Knock it down or something?
I don't think it'll ever come down. I think people have historic value. So the question is, what can it be repurposed, and what's the best way to repurpose it? National Park Service controls the Slater Mill right now, some of that property. We're buying up some of their property on the other side of where the Apex was. And so I don't know that they necessarily would do that, but those are conversations we're going to have.
Okay, all right, that's City Hall. Let's go across town, the other side of the highway, over to Tidewater Landing, the stadium. We just had a topping off ceremony. They put the girder on top, flew the flag, the governor was there. This is going as you want it. What's your end of this now? Bring us up to date.
So,
What's the city's end, the taxpayer in for this thing?
So the taxpayers are in for, let's define taxpayers. State taxpayers, because of the TIF that we have, tax incremental financing, the different district we have, there are state dollars that are going in. They based it out, so any new revenue that would have gone into that will be captured into the TIF district. City taxpayers, there's no dollars involved. There's nothing on our tax rate at all. We did put in $10 million from our ARPA funds that we put in there towards the development, and then we're getting that money back at about a $400,000 a year payment back from the taxes that we would generate from the stadium. So over the 20 years, we'll be cash positive. But we invested $10 million in, but strictly nothing on our budget.
That's a big if. If everything goes your way, people go see soccer. Yeah. And is the jury out on that?
Yeah. The numbers clearly, as much as we hated losing the Poor Sox, and we've lived with that, this is really about economic development. It's about investing in our community. It's investing in the waterfront. So it's not just about soccer for us. The soccer's the draw, but it's the phase 2 that we'll be talking about in the next several months. The other side of the river for the public access to the water. We'll be having potentially condos, apartments. There's an affordable mixed use in there, affordable housing mix in there, which is important. So we're designing that. So it's about bringing that waterfront alive. And for years, Pawtucket has always been second or third nature to the Providences, to the Cranstons, and to Warwick Forth. And so it's about time that the state has invested in the city, and I'm really appreciative of the governor and the General Assembly for doing that.
Before I had you on, I had Mayor Smiley on the radio. He's got his problems too. I was going to, sometimes my mother would say, you wouldn't swap out your problems.
Nope.
You want to swap out your problems?
No, listen, we say the grass is always green around the other side. We think, but nope. And so we have our issues. Yeah. And I've been here fortunate 14 years and running for re-election, but so we have we have knowledge, but there's always challenges. And that's what's good about it, though, because you're moving the city forward, but it's not easy, and government isn't. So.
You think they're going to fill that soccer stadium with soccer fans?
Yep,
you
absolutely.
Really think this is going to happen?
Yeah, I do. And like I said, it's not only that for us, it's the development across the way. We're going to get retail, we're going to get housing, we're going to make that an active zone. So I see the value in that.
And then the Apex building on the other side of the highway. Originally, that was all wrapped into this. You plan for that?
So right now, we're working. We will be out for an RFQ probably second week and third week of July for the Apex property, which includes more than just where the Apex is, all the way to the waterfront. And we're going to be out looking for developers to come in, and we're going to look at a retail housing mix there as well.
Why don't you put City Hall there? Did you think about that?
Yeah, so people talk about that, but the city is, I say, stuck where the only place we get new revenue is for new development investment. It's always going back to the taxpayer, and I don't want to go back to the taxpayer. We have schools that we have to pay for. So you try to balance that, right? It's a reality. That property is much more valuable for a taxable property and bringing new revenue in. Right. I'll never see it in my time, but it's making those things happen so that revenue will come in. So that we want to make it taxable property.
Okay, stay with us, Mayor. We're going to take a quick break. Let's talk about your schools. Let's talk about affordable housing. Let's talk about your train station. A lot to talk about with Mayor Grebien from Pawtucket. Stay with us. Pawtucket Mayor Don Grebien. Let's talk housing, affordable housing. This is the year for affordable housing. Joe Sicarci got his bills.
Yes, he
You're
did.
Not pushing back.
No.
The South County suburbs. They're not so anxious to take affordable housing, but you need it.
Yeah, we need it. Clearly the state needs it, and it's a balance. We could use more of the higher-end developments in the city. So what we've been working with is partnering with, like we talked about the fortuitous. They could have up to 600 units there, and we're going to do mixed affordable.
That's the stadium.
The stadium, sorry. We have a PISA project that just got approved through Commerce, which is 140 affordable units. Right on the train station that we talked a little bit about, there's vacant property right now, and we have a developer who's looking to do 200 to 300 mixed use. And so we see that, and all the mill buildings around the commuter rail are seeing it. So, but not everything's affordable. And as a family, we're just talking, I have my daughter and my son at home, right? It's very challenging out there. It's expensive, and we appreciate all the hard work that the General Assembly has done, and we're going to try to put that to use, and we're trying to mix and match with developers to find that gap funding.
That's right on the border with Central Falls. I had the mayor of Central Falls in a while back, and we're talking about the train station. I said, it's not a good thing. People are coming, they want, and she said, well, it is, but there could be gentrification going on. Rents go up. It would be good if rents go up in your town.
There's a
Wouldn't it,
balance,
to
right?
some degree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
There's a
go ahead,
balance,
strike
right?
the balance for me.
Right. No, I mean, I don't know what the balance really is, but what we're trying to do is have the developers work with them in tandem as they're coming in to do some mix affordable, right? The state law is nothing less than 10%, but we probably should be at 25, 30% reality. But it's about them, right? They're coming in, and we all hate to say it, but it's about making money and surviving. That's the American way.
Well,
so you got to balance that and making sure that they're providing. Over in the train station area, Gene, we've got about 20 acres between Pawtucket and Central Falls of undeveloped land over there. You know, some of the old mill buildings. There's opportunity to balance that out, increase our income levels, but make sure we're taking care of the people we want to take care of.
When people come in, you need to better schools.
Absolutely.
I know when you're in the middle of a big whole school construction project and everything.
Yep. So no, great. I mean, we've got quickly. We have the old McCoy.
Yes.
We should be coming down and demoing it sometime in the fall, and we'll start that school project for a unified high school. But it's over $300 million. We expect it to go up a little bit because of the pricing, and we'll bring the two schools together. But currently, we've already renovated three of our elementary schools. We had a brand new build-up of Winters Elementary School, and they're working right now on the Baldwin School, and that's ground up. So we're investing in that. We've taken up advantage of the state investment in the Department of Department of Ed coming back with their reimbursements. So we're really focusing on that. We have a new superintendent. She's getting her feet wet in a hard way. A lot of things going on. She's doing a great job out there.
She goes to City Hall, she gets her feet and her hair wet with the leaking tower. But go ahead, just
Fair
as a
point.
side.
And that's if we can get them on, because with the tower leak, the elevator goes. But doing some good work, and you know, so we're moving that forward. She's investing in education, but the buildings are exciting. And
listen, you have to be the cheerleader.
Yeah.
It's your town.
Yep.
And I get it. But you know, you and I were talking in the break. Sometimes I drive through your town. Boy, that downtown looks terrible. It looks like an old Midwest Rust Belt. Empty stores. It's just not good. That's been a long time. What can you do to turn that around? I know you're trying.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean, give me a reason to come.
So right now we struggle. We have a lot of good businesses, restaurants in there, small businesses that are striving. We have Leslie Moore, who has bought up a lot of those buildings and bringing small entrepreneurs in. So we've got about good things like that happening. But what it is, we don't have the foot traffic. That's what we're challenging. We talked about that. You know, back in the day, all of the high rises, we have 14 high rises for elderly and those that need, and we need to do those. But at the same time, there's not a lot of disposable income. So we need to bring the foot traffic, and we're very excited about the commuter rail, right? We have the breweries that are coming up. So it's making people come in, stay. The long term with the stadium, that's in that 1.5-mile radius. So we're hoping people are going to be parking, walking. So there's really bringing something to keep them in there, not just to come in and go.
I just hate to look at those empty stores.
Absolutely.
It's just depressing.
And a lot of them are empty.
I hope they could do something.
But we do. And it's bringing the experts in, but it really is the foot traffic. And, you know, we're investing with ARPA dollars to keep those businesses, those small businesses, which are, you know, the support of the community. And we're trying to get them as much dollars to keep them going till we get the foot traffic.
All right. We're just about 30 seconds. You and I are taping on a Friday morning, just 5 minutes to 11. We just got word that the governor's mother, Willa, passed away. And we just want to express our condolences to the McKee family. I know you do too.
No, condolences to the McKee family. You know, saddened when we lose somebody, but she was a great lady.
She was on the commercial with him. And she kind of gained a little fame there, playing cards.
She did.
Playing cards with him. All right, Mayor Grebien, wish you the best at Pawtucket. You got a lot going on. You got new schools construction. You got the stadium. You need the City Hall. You're going to try to save Rapunzel's Tower. And you're going to try to fix up the downtown. We get some foot traffic going.
We got a lot of things on the agenda, Gene, but thank you.
And by the way, we'll be calling you when you go to the Democratic National Convention in Chicago.
You got my number.
Which you've never been to. It's a nice town.
Looking forward to it,
I know it's in the news a lot, but you're going to be in a nice spot.
Yeah, I'm going to hit the North End and stuff. I'm with you. So.
All right. Thanks, Mayor, for